It gives me great pleasure to start with some great news for you. Donald Trump's deranged new spokeswoman, Karoline Leavitt, went on TV a couple nights ago and said, hey, Trump remembers many things from years ago. Now, you might say, David, that's such innocuous news. Why is that good news? It's good news because it means that it's working. The story of Trump's brain failing is going mainstream. It's getting to them, and they are now coming out and having to defend it. For years, we have interviewed mental health professionals, neurology professionals, and they have sounded the alarm about Trump. And we talk about it, and some other independent shows talk about it. But it has not made corporate or mainstream media such that the Trump people have felt the need to defend Trump against these allegations. That is now changing. Over the last 2 weeks, this Trump brain story has been covered by PBS, NPR, Washington Post, CNN, MSNBC. It's everywhere. And it is now becoming a conversation. This has been the goal all along, and it is happening. Here is Karoline Leavitt saying, no, Trump's fine. He remembers many things from years ago.
Donald Trump's mental recall, that the ability of him to go off script for hours in front of crowds of thousands of people and recall stories from decades ago. I mean, trust me, I work for the man. I am a young woman, and it's hard to keep up with him. He's constantly working around the clock, and Americans see that. And that's why they don't feel the same way about Donald Trump's competence as they do about Joe Biden's, because they believe their own eyes.
Yeah. It's actually quite a bit more complicated. They believe their own eyes, but the average American isn't watching an entire Trump rally. And the average American who watches Fox News isn't seeing any clips of the Trump rallies gone wrong, because Fox News doesn't air any of those. And it's funny that what she says is, no, listen, he's fine. He'll remember things from decades ago, which, by the way, a very common symptom of cognitive decline is that you don't remember who interviewed you 2 months ago, the way Trump forgot that he was interviewed by Ramin Sotoudeh months prior and looked at him vacantly and goes, I have no memory of you talking to me for an hour. A common thing is you don't remember the recent, but you remember things from your childhood. You remember things from earlier adulthood. And that actually doesn't really alleviate any of the concern. So this is a very interesting development that now Karoline Leavitt and others around Trump are having to defend him. By the way, on the day that she said Trump's doing great, Trump referred to the president as Joe Bride. So it was sort of an unusual day on which she would say this. So listen, I do think that the stakes for next week's debate, because of the cognitive situation, are particularly high. Now, the difference between the way we're handling this and the way that MAGA has handled Biden is I'm not suggesting or assuming that Donald Trump is going to have a cognitive breakdown or failure during the debate. I'm very curious to see what the dynamic is. Because there is so much riding on this, I'm obviously wondering what would the impact be of a serious cognitive failure by either of the candidates. But recall that for years now, MAGA has been setting the bar so low, setting expectations so low about Joe Biden, that every time he just shows up and does okay, it actually really hurts the MAGA cause. They said when it was down to Bernie and Biden in the 2020 Democratic primary, Biden's just not with it in the way that Bernie is. Bernie's going to crush Biden, and it'll be the end of Biden's candidacy. And Biden did fine. It was just like, it wasn't fireworks one way or the other, but he did fine. Then it was, okay, now Trump and Biden are debating in 2020. And there's no way Biden's going to be able to survive this. He's going to poop his pants and fall off the stage. Biden did fine. He went on to win the election. They've said it about his State of the Union addresses. States of the Union, we might call them. Biden can't do it. He can't speak for 30 minutes, never mind 90 minutes. And then Biden speaks 100 minutes and it was so good. They go, he could have only done it on some kind of drug. And then we say, oh, what drug would have done it? And they go, I don't know. I'm not really sure. And they list drugs that simply wouldn't work that way. So I am not setting expectations low or high. What I am cognizant of is the fact that this is an extraordinarily consequential debate, not with regard to what tax policy the candidates are going to outline. It's actually become quite secondary here. This is almost a referendum on dementia. It's just what it is. I'd be lying to you if I pretended it was anything else. And so the performance, rather than the substance, is going to be even more markedly important in next week's debate. I will be watching. We will be live streaming. I hope that you will join me.